absolutely.
All right, I'll start off with giving you a little history of PANKOW. PANKOW Builders is a general contractor construction company. We're also a builder. We do self-performed concrete work for the majority of the projects that we build. We've been in business for 52 years, and we're based on the West Coast. We have offices in Oakland, San Francisco. Our corporate headquarters is in Pasadena in Southern California, and we also have an office in Honolulu, small office in Honolulu. I'm in our Pasadena office, and JR's in Oakland, but JR's our corporate lean manager, so I see him. He spends about half his time in Southern California as well, so he's a real road warrior for us. Just to talk, the type of work that we do all types of commercial construction, about $400 million in revenue each year, some healthcare work, multifamily residential, office buildings, parking structures, retail, all facets of commercial construction. I'm the regional manager for Southern California. I've been with PANKOW my entire career for 20 years, and our lean journey started, well, JR's going to go kind of through the whole timeline of it, but we've really amped it up in the last few years. We set out to come up with a new vision, which was see the possibilities, engage the power in people, and deliver value in everything that we do. And then after we put that vision in place, another group of employees from all facets of the company got together and decided on the BHAG for the company. And our BHAG is flip the curve. And what that means is, many of you in manufacturing, you've seen productivity levels get a lot better over the years. Well, in construction, it's been the opposite. So we came together as a company and said, we want to flip that curve, and we want to increase productivity in construction, because that hasn't been happening over the last 50 years. So that's our BHAG, and that was in the fall of 2013, I believe. Yep. And then at our company-wide meeting in 2014, which was like in late April, early May, we gave everyone in the company the book 2-Second Lean. And that's really when our lean journey started. Shortly after that, my counterpart in Northern California found JR, hired him as our lean corporate manager, and our journey has continued on since then. So I'll turn it over to JR now, and he'll talk more about what we've been doing.
Great, thanks. And Jack, he's being modest. So he just became one of the newest general partners of the company, so I'm going to give it up to him. That's awesome. And that's a big accomplishment. Also, what I want to say is, I'm really humbled by everything I've seen here today. It's, when Paul asked me to come to this, and when we came last year, and we didn't know it was going to be the summit, and now the second summit, hearing all of you has just been a little overwhelming, because I thought, we probably have our act together, and then I'm going like, ooh, maybe we don't have our act together as much as we thought we did. I mean, you guys really have it going on, and I really appreciate everything you're giving back to us, because most companies aren't willing to do that, and so I'm very appreciative of that. I will say there's a couple people in the room, companies in the room that have impacted us over the last, I would say, for sure, last few years. I mean, the Bolt company for sure has. I mean, they actually started our lean journey because of a hospital project. So that's pretty amazing. Nick gave me an unbelievable amount of time last year when I was going like, what the heck do I need to do? Everybody's reading this book about Paul, and Paul says, you better go see Nick, before you come and see me. And so I went and saw Nick, and he spent like half a day with me, and really shared a lot of information. So I really appreciate that very much. So it was amazing. So I myself, I've been in the construction industry for probably over 30 years now. And I started out in manufacturing, or construction and manufacturing together. We built a lot of modular classrooms, portables. So it was a family-owned business. And so when that closed down, I transitioned into the other fields like we are now, and basically into prefab for some companies, and then into lean. And I really thought this lean was a bunch of hokey stuff, but I was like the last man standing. It's like everybody's standing in line, and they go, okay, who's going to be the lean guy? And everybody steps back, and I'm left forward. And it's like, oh no, I'm the guy. Okay, so no problem. So I thought, hey, listen, let's make this happen. So the big difference was, and I'm just going to go through what took place here. So this is a kind of a timeline of PANKOW's journey, and as you can see, 2004, that's pretty much when Cathedral Hill in San Francisco, the place that Dave was talking about, the big hospital project, started. And it was just in design, so we kind of were getting our feet wet here. But it kept designing, and it stopped. And so it kind of went on, and so we were kind of like testing things. Then we tried some Kaizen events, and let's stay on the side, some Kaizen events in 2005. There's a lot of pieces of paper rolled up, and they're stuck in the back room still to date. I mean, we just didn't know what to do with them.
Yeah, we tried to implement those on job sites. I was on a job site at the time, and we had a Kaizen event and spent a couple weeks working on a few systems, but it wasn't shared company-wide,
right.
and it kind of happened and then just died.
Right. And you know, we learned all about the Toyota Way here. Here's where the Toyota Way 2009. So we really got serious about the Toyota Way, and we thought, okay, this is pretty cool. As you all know, pretty complicated book to get through, you know, not quite like the 2-second lean. So we were educated in that, and then we kind of bumped along. And I will tell you, a few of our projects up north, not really down south and corporately, we're doing lean, sort of, kind of, the best they could. You know, they were using some of the tools that hey Nick, I really appreciate you, where are you at? You know, mentioning the last planner, because you're doing part of my presentation for me, so I can cut it down shorter. So, you know, basically we were learning some of the tools here, and they used a few of it, but it wasn't implemented company-wide. And basically in 2014, when we really said, okay, I was literally 1 week with the company when, and basically they had their annual event that next week. I went there and they gave out Paul's book, and I went, oh my gosh, this is the book I was going to recommend, because I had read it previously, saw Paul, and so we said, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to get this thing implemented through the whole company. So what we did was we actually launched the 2-second lean in 2014. We did SATs. Now we have 240-ish, you know, basically salaried employees, and we did mandatory SATs on the book. So this wasn't, you know, so basically Kim Lum, the CEO, said, we're doing lean throughout the entire company. I'm burning the ships in the harbor, and we're going to do this thing. And and when he did that, I could tell you, I've been in companies that tried to implement lean, and if it's not up at the top saying we are doing it no matter what, it doesn't work. You know, it just falls apart. And then of course you got to get the grassroots going as well. So you know, the owners here that are doing it, you're doing it right. So I applaud you for really taking that leap and making that happen. So we basically did the study action groups. We found speakers to inspire us, both inside and outside the company. Like I said, we read the book, and here's what took place is that. And Paul, I have to tell you, I was really upset when we came to to your thing last year, because I was pushing back on the whole, you know, the old daily thing. Kim was like, oh yeah, we want to do that daily thing. And I was like, oh no, weekly is okay. And so we got here, and I heard you say, it took us a couple years to really get to the everyday deal. And I was looking over at Kim, I was going like, see? And he's looking at me across the room, the CEO going, no, we're going to do it daily. And I'm going, no, see, Paul said it. So it was this back and forth, and I was like, okay, and I'm going to have to be the one to push it along, right? So we actually started it in August of last year. This is our agenda. It's online. I'm willing to share it with everybody. And we actually do about a 15-minute huddle every day. We do over 18 lean huddles daily. So you can pick which one you want to go to. There's 4 in the Pasadena office. There's different ones on every project. Every project does the lean huddle. Our marketing department helps us put this together. We do basically a company news. We're basically doing the what new lean ideas someone came up with. We discuss it. Where's the 8 wastes, and how does it hit all 4 criteria? So we do this with every day, and I'll tell you, this has been so effective. And we just implemented, because Paul does it, you have to come up with a 2-second improvement every single day. And so if you show up to this thing, you're actually doing that. And it's amazing the results we're getting. The people are so engaged. And I'll tell you, are we at 50%? I don't know, but I would say engagement-wise, we're way up there, a lot more than I thought we'd ever be in the history of the company. So it's been pretty amazing. So we do this every day. I'm going to show you. So, oh, Paul, you'd be happy about this. So we're supposed to do 100. So now, it's not. You guys set the bar so damn high. It's 4,000. You're killing me.
I know,
so
crazy?
I know. It's like I'm trying to. We're going to catch them. And it's like we can't even catch them. So it's like, you know, 200. you know, for us, that's a win.
Some really good videos.
Yeah, we actually,
Are you gonna show the one?
I am. Here we go. Because I only got about 3 minutes, so I'm going to show this.
Really good video.
We began installation of our plenum floor protection in the traditional way, by kneeling and bending over to tape all of the joints. When I saw our financial projection of just how many laborers and how long the process would take, I asked if we could rig a walk-behind tape dispenser to speed things up. Our field superintendent took that challenge, and wait till you see what he came up with.
In primitive times, man was not meant to stand up straight. Everything we did, we hunched over, we bent over, in an awkward motion. Now, we're going to move to the 21st century. In the 21st century, though, we're finally standing upright. And we have a new machine, because necessity is the mother of invention. So this is our lean, mean taping machine. You can see how simple the fluid motion is. No more bending down, no more hunched over. Just ease of motion. Production goes up, ergonomically correct. And what else is there to say? Lean is mean.
So, Gary, who was in the monkey suit, we're talking about like old-fashioned, I mean, you've known him for years.
Yeah, he's been superintendent and carpenter for 40 years. So.
Yeah, so having that guy do something like this is like out of this world. It's like crazy. So
He's the least likely to do something like that.
the least likely. When this came out, I was like, okay, someone else is in that monkey suit because it can't be him. But it was like crazy to see him, and so I tell you, we're inspiring the people, and that's the key. You have to inspire them and really show them the value. And I think we've done a great job doing that so far. We're in our crawling stage. I call it. You were saying crawling. We're crawling. We're stopping and drinking a stein of beer and then crawling again. So that's the only way I can describe it. It's like it's crazy. So we really push the 8 ways, and we stole this from you too. I didn't get your permission, so I apologize. But the downtime, it's like awesome. People can remember that. It really flows. Every job site, everybody's office has this there. So we basically really make sure it's front and center. And lastly, I'm going to wrap up because I know we're out of time. As the 4 criteria, we really push this heavily. Every idea has to hit every one of these things or be neutral at least. And so we push that, so that's been advertised. And
every employee's bonus at the top of that slide, every employee's bonus is tied to fostering the lean culture. So they get scored on that.
33% of their bonus is gauged on that. So they have to come up with an idea. And then basically we do Lean 101 presentations throughout the entire company. And we're doing the pull plan, the last planner. This was only done on a couple projects a year. Now every project, it's mandated that they are using these 2 tools. And so I know both you guys push that heavily. And of course, our next step, thanks to Paul, is standardization. I heard some other people talk about that. That's our 2.0. We've started that process, and that's rolling forward now, and we're super excited about that. So that's where we're at.
You guys are awesome.